Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Thursday, June 13th, 2013. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour. There is so much going on today that it's difficult to know where to focus. This seems really significant. Obama's snooping excludes mosques, missed Boston bombers. Now, this assumes that, the Boston bombers were not a false flag. But even at that, this is just very, very surprising. If you listen to these videos, I rarely talk about Muslims. I don't consider them to be our real threat, because they, false flags have been blamed on them or they've been used as CIA assets. But eliminating them from the snooping is just outrageous, and there's really no way that this can be justified. It's really, honestly, reading this makes my head hurt because I'm trying to make sense of it, but I can't. Does not compute. Here's a fun little video from the Young Turks. No more left-right, it's now establishment versus rebels. And they're just identifying how the Democrats and the Republicans are basically saying the same things, and that, the real other group is us, who are trying to be outside of this system. Vaccine infects 10-month-old baby with polio in India. And there were a couple of vaccine articles, and I wanted to pull this up. There are a few of these on the web, and you might be able to find a better one. But if you are being pressured by a pediatrician to have your children vaccinated, or if you know someone who is, print this up and take it to the doctor's office and ask the pediatrician to fill it out and sign it. The warranty of vaccine safety for pediatricians. And, you might even add a little clause here stating that as the pediatrician, I will assume full responsibility for any medical issues that occur, and, if the child becomes autistic or whatever, I'll assume all the costs of that. Because, when they're advising you as pediatricians to do something, you're supposed to trust doctors and believe that they have greater knowledge than you do. And if they don't know some of the things that are stated in this warranty, they certainly should before they go around advising people. And there's a responsibility, and the responsibility falls on the parents. But yet the parents are told that it's not their decision to make. So this is helpful. This just really clarifies the issue. These tricks are played to get you to vaccinate your child. And, again, it's scare tactics. And I guess there's a lot of this going on. And I've been reading there are a lot of trolls that are leaving comments on articles and videos about the cautions of giving your child vaccines. Here's kind of a fun little article, and I hope my laptop is in a place where it'll allow me to scroll. It's a little overwhelmed this morning for some reason. Probably like we are, the news is just too much sometimes. Countering Imperialism, an alternative vision to tyranny. It helps to laugh sometimes. Not that this isn't a serious article, but this article is comparing the global elite, the cabal, to cockroaches. And it actually makes a lot of sense if you have a few minutes to read the article. Bank of Japan machinations crash into reality. What's going on? If you follow the markets at all, you've been noticing some downward moves in Japan, and I'm not sure what's going on. But I mentioned the other day that Benjamin Fulford said that some people in Japan were trying to move Japan into the kind of economic independence and freedom that Iceland, the people of Iceland, have begun to experience. And so here's Fulford's blog from this week, Monday, and if you have 8 minutes and 24 seconds, you can learn more about what he had to say about Japan and where they are financially. Guide to Defeating Mind Control Systems, the Gear You Need. This is not a lighthearted article. This isn't about, not watching TV or, avoiding certain websites or anything like that. This is about electric field damping with carbon materials. This is, if you're getting beamed in your house, and to some extent we all are with smart meters. I don't know, this is a very specific how to line your bed with this material, how to block out the radio frequencies that they use for mind control. And there's some interesting stuff here about problems with ears and with inner ears. And if my husband is listening, I hope that he picks up on this, and I hope that I remember to remind him of this. This article claims that the sound waves build up in certain parts of your body, and that they put pressure on the ear and the inner ear and cause problems. So this is a solution to the problem. So that's a good thing. 3 significant resignations: RBS CEO, CIA deputy, Boston FBI director. What does this mean? Well, it's really difficult to say, isn't it? Glenn Beck clip from yesterday, next 24 hours, he claimed that he has a whistleblower who knows something so damning that it can bring the whole system down. And he also claimed that something's going to happen in the next 10 days that is going to bring great division to our country. And I understand, I don't typically listen to Glenn Beck. I typically listen to Alex Jones in the morning. I understand that his radio program today did not give any, major announcements. Nothing really deeply significant happened or, was discussed. But I guess he has other shows later in the day. So we will see what happened. And here's a comment. Last time he did this 24-hour notice before the announcement, it was a total BS affair. Maybe it is. We do believe, based on some things that John McAfee has posted on nasaranews.blogspot.com and things that we're hearing from other places, that there could well be a significant change coming sometime maybe between now and early July. But who knows? We really just have to wait and see. We've heard this before. So we'll see if it's true this time. And we can always hope for change, right? A little more on the Japanese stock market. Despite being stop-lossed on its long Nikkei Reco, Goldman refuses to close out. A typical person who is stop-lossed, when you're an investor, if you get a stop-loss, it automatically throws you out of the trade. And there's nothing you can do about it. But this article says that Goldman was stop-lossed on its long Nikkei, and as I said, the Nikkei has been going down, and Goldman refused to close out. That is unheard of in banking. So, and in investing, we'll kind of keep an eye on that and see what's going on. If you don't know a whole lot about the stock markets, Don and I wrote this little book, and it's free. We're not selling anything, but it's at intentionalinvesting.com. And we were just beginning to learn about investing seriously studying investing in about, I think it was 2004, and we decided to share this. Now, because this was written in 2004, it really needs to be updated. And I can't, oh, maybe we did update it. But I'm not sure what it specifically says about real estate. Real estate investing is really dicey because it changes all the time. And if you know anybody who has had a foreclosure, or if you watch real estate, we've heard that some of the markets in LA have increased in value 50% since the beginning of the year. Just crazy things are going on. As I mentioned the other day, there's a real estate bubble being created because REITs are buying up individual homes. So real estate, caution flag. And this isn't, I'm not even bringing this book up as much to suggest that anybody become an investor, but understanding the markets can help you understand the economy and kind of what's going on. And if if you're curious, this is a free download. It's a PDF, and have at it. If you want to learn about the markets a little bit, this isn't, we're not experts, and really in this book we mostly just gave a Christian framework for just some ideas, and there's really a lot here about the philosophy of Christian investing. And here's some good news. The Supreme Court ruled Thursday that human genes cannot be patented. Now, synthetic DNA is patent eligible because it is not naturally occurring. That's a little creepy. I mean, they're still tinkering with DNA, and I suppose that the Supreme Court is probably not ultimately the place to prevent that from happening, but at least naturally occurring DNA cannot be patented. So really that is some good news. And lest we need them, 10 quick reasons you gotta love chocolate. Hey, who needs a reason, right? So on that good news, the Daily Tour is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions, and we thank you for joining us for today's tour. The dawn is coming. I don't know if it'll be in this 24 hours when Glenn Beck said it was. Well, there's a dawn every 24 hours, isn't there? And weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty.